How do I stop procrastinating is one of the most common questions that I get from a student. Also, it's one of the things that I struggled with the most since I was a little kid, since I also have ADHD. One of the first steps in reducing procrastination is stopping the procrastination shame cycle. A lot of times when you start realizing that you're procrastinating, you'll start to feel shame. You'll start to think things like, why am I so lazy? Why can't I just try harder? What is wrong with me? When you have thoughts like that, that actually exacerbates the procrastination shame cycle. Okay, so you start feeling shame, that starts to make you feel more dysregulated, and then you start procrastinating even longer and longer. So one of the first things that you can do to break the procrastination shame cycle is to have some self-compassion. Procrastination is not the result of laziness or lack of motivation. So you can stop blaming yourself for procrastinating and you can stop punishing yourself as well. So what is procrastination? Well, procrastination is our body's response to feeling threatened and unsafe. Procrastination results from our nervous system shutting down. In other words, our body goes into a freeze response. So therefore, we can view procrastination as a messenger and not the enemy. And when you change this perspective, then you can see procrastination as something that's actually trying to send you a message to try to keep you safe. So one of the first things that you can then start doing is identifying when you're procrastinating. So you want to develop a self-awareness and really, really think about the times when you're procrastinating. So when you're in a state of procrastination, what is the task that you're avoiding? Then what I want you to do is pause and reflect on your feelings. This can help you understand why you're pushing off those tasks. You're going to be surprised, but eventually you're going to start realizing that it's not usually the task itself that you're actually avoiding, but it's actually an emotion or a memory that you may not feel safe confronting. These emotions are often rooted in something that occurred in our past or something that we fear is going to happen in the future. For those of us with a more sensitive nervous system, such as those with autism, ADHD, or people who just have a highly sensitive nervous system, or for those of us that have a prefrontal cortex that goes offline very quickly, such as those of us who might dissociate whenever we're feeling kind of stressed or things like that, these emotions that come up when you're procrastinating on a task can actually feel extremely overwhelming. And in some cases, we might need extra support to actually help us work through these emotions. So this is where it becomes really challenging. You can develop all this self-awareness, but you still might feel stuck. You still might feel like you can't improve upon this inability that you have to stop procrastinating. And this is where I would encourage you to seek support. Okay, you can find support from a therapist, you can find support from a coach, maybe a friend or something like that, because sometimes you need extra help working through these emotions. These emotions that come up can be very intense because a lot of them are rooted in fear or maybe something that's happened to you in your past that you don't want to revisit again. So again, to kind of summarize, the first thing you want to do to really tackle procrastination is develop some type of self-awareness as to why you're procrastinating. And then another thing I want to point out though is that you're going to have to keep on redoing this series of steps every time you find yourself procrastinating because it's not going to be the same reason every time. We are procrastinating because there is something happening that's making us feel unsafe in our bodies. And so what you really have to do is, again, every time you have to tackle, okay, what is it that I'm running away from here? What type of feelings do I not want to confront here? And once you start feeling more comfortable feeling those feelings, you actually will find yourself procrastinating less and less and less. So again, this takes a lot of exploratory work, and I definitely recommend finding some type of support in your life to help you work through this, especially if you are someone that has a history of chronic procrastination, because there's probably something more going on there than just you not having enough motivation. I hope that this helps you in trying to understand your procrastination more, and I just want you to know that you are doing enough Your body's just trying to keep you safe, and don't be afraid to reach out and ask for support wherever you might need it.